In certain parts of northern Idaho, there's a rule you won't find on any map. It doesn't come from rangers, it doesn't come from signs, it comes from the people who've spent enough nights out there to know what stays and what doesn't. The rule is simple. Don't cross moving water after midnight. Nobody explains why. Nobody needs to. One man did. I've been trapping and scouting land in Idaho for 18 years. I know the terrain, I know the sounds. Last winter, I heard something that didn't belong there. Name's Carter. I'm 46. January. Solo trip. I had a small cabin set up about 5 miles off logging roads. Nearest neighbor, probably 10 miles. Night 2. Around 12:40 a.m. I was awake. Stove was low, just listening. From across the creek, maybe 60 yards out. I heard footsteps, not animals. Too steady, not human either. Too consistent. Step, pause, step, pause, like someone walking, but thinking about every step. I figured, maybe another trapper. Then I noticed something. The steps never touched the water. The creek wasn't frozen, not fully. Ice patches, sure, but flowing water in between. Anything crossing it would make noise. This didn't. The steps just stopped at the edge. Then, I heard something drag across the ground. Slow, heavy, like weight, being shifted, but not crossing. It stayed on the other side, for about 20 minutes. Then it started copying. I shifted in my bed. It shifted. I coughed. A second later, same cough. Not exact, but close enough. Like something learning the sound. Then, it spoke. My name. Not loud, not clear. Just enough to know it was trying. Carter. Wrong rhythm, wrong spacing. I didn't move, didn't answer, didn't even breathe properly. Because I realized something. It wasn't crossing the creek. It couldn't. Around 2 a.m., it left. Same steps, same pattern, never touching water. In the morning, I checked the creek. Snow was fresh. Tracks stopped right at the edge. Deep impressions. Not boots, not paws. Too wide, too flat. Like something that didn't need toes. I packed up that day. At the gas station, an older man asked where I'd been. I told him. He just nodded and said, "Good thing you stayed on your side. So if you're ever out there, and something calls your name from across water, just remember, some things don't cross, but they don't have to." In parts of Wyoming, hunters don't follow lights at night, not because they get lost, but because sometimes the light is following them. One guide learned that the hard way. I guide backcountry hunts, mostly mule deer, sometimes elk. Been doing it 12 years. Never had a problem. Until last fall. Name's Ryan. I'm 39. We were camped deep. No roads, no signal. Night 3. Around 1:15 a.m. My client wakes me up. Says there's a light outside. I step out. About 300 yards out, on a ridge. There's a light. Small, white, not flickering, just steady. I figured headlamp. Another hunter. But something felt off. The light wasn't moving like a person. No scanning, no bouncing, just gliding, left to right. Perfectly smooth, like it wasn't attached to anything. We watched it for 10 minutes. Then, it stopped and pointed directly at our camp. I told my client to get back in the tent. We zipped up. Didn't turn on any lights, didn't speak. After a few minutes, we saw it through the canvas. Closer now, much closer. It stopped right outside. No footsteps, no sound, just the light. Bright enough that we could see shadows inside the tent. Then, it dimmed. Slowly, like it was backing away. Morning came. We checked outside. No tracks, no prints, nothing disturbed. But one thing was different. Our gear had been moved, not stolen, just rearranged, like someone had looked through it. We packed out that morning. On the way down, an old rancher asked where we camped. I told him. He just said, "You saw it, didn't you?" I didn't answer. He didn't need me to, so if you ever see a light in the mountains, make sure of one thing. You're not the one being found.